Hey there everybody, welcome back to mission number 12 of Trapt. Last time it may have been a bit hard to understand or decipher, but Allura has decided to go back and check up on Rachel back in the old mansion, and Jesus Christ, I guess that means everybody decided to follow us there. Yep, we are going to fight another huge horde of intruders this time around, such as Andrew and his great one-hit kill technique. Doesn't actually kill us in one hit, but that would be pretty unfair. We also have Francis here, who has gotten sloppy seconds all of his life, and, well, he's not even gonna get a chance to taste our ripened fruit. We also have Volcanion? I don't even know. But he has no care to fight, and it's too late for him. We also have Alma, nothing too amazing here. She seems like a pretty good person to murder. We also have Jeremiah, he's apparently a very great fighter, but he has been unable to sleep after his wife is murdered. Eileen has sisters, who we will never ever meet, as far as I know. It's probably good, because murder runs in the family. We have Gabrielle here. Actually, I think we murdered Gabrielle's wife a couple episodes ago. I think she was a priestess. We also have Alphonse, who is a really horrible fighter, even though he calls himself the master of parrying. We have Steve. Steve is living under an assumed name, and it's really sad. That's the best they could come up with. We have Ursula, who has a sharp gaze that is codenamed the Medusa, or nicknamed, I should say. We also have Meteorito. He's one of the students of Bertrand, but he's evil. We also have Louisa, who is evil as well, because she's a dark mage. And I thought that was all of them, but then I suddenly realized, like, oh no, wait, we still got two more people. Because, my god, we're going to have to murder a small town in this video. But yeah, we have Roger, who looks up to Adolphus and wishes to bump uglies with Ursula, but that is never going to happen because he'll be murdered. We also have Frida. She's an ice mage. That is her entire story. But with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get this crazy mission started.
ヘルツォーク様からアリシア様を見逃すように言われていたが、いい機会だ。
魔人の力など何ほどのものか。魔人の手の者は全て我らが刃に倒れるのだ。
地獄の鉄槌と呼ばれる我らの攻撃、魔人の力で受けてみよう。
Oh dear, we're fighting the hammers of hell, or just a bunch of idiots who want to get fucking smashed.
惚れた弱みさ、仕方ないじゃないか。
行くぞ。
Yeah, we kind of come to an odd point in the game where we're mostly left to wonder why we headed back to the old mansion. I mean, we didn't really seem to spend that much time in the palace. We only spent 2 missions there, and then in the other old mansion we were in, we only spent 3 missions there. As to why this particular place is just, I guess, the hot spot to be, it's kind of hard to say, but, well, it shouldn't stop us from having a little fun, right? I suppose that is true, Volcanion.
NANI?!
Yeah, this first group of guys is not too difficult to deal with. They do have a bit more life, but realistically, we are pretty good right now as to the whole damage department. We can cause quite a bit, or if we really want to, we can just be complete assholes and pull out stupid things like banana peels. I decided though, just out of curiosity, since we haven't really seen that much of the cold arrow, I was kind of wondering what would happen if we combine the Delta Horse and the cold arrow. As soon as Volcano here gets into position. Even though I forget that they actually fall down on the ground after the Delta Horse. Also, I am not actually sure if I've used the Flare Rock before. It's pretty much the final level of our ball/rock-based ceiling traps. It will light some guys on fire, it does reasonable damage, but just comparatively to the comparatively to the Volt Rock or the Iron Ball, which can be used pretty well with the Magnet Wall, it's just not as great. Here we see that he does get locked into an awkward position. And he finishes off with a really awkward comment. I mean, is that supposed to say that Lure is 13? Or was 5 just some arbitrary number that was pulled out? Either way, we're just going to quickly finish up these two. Especially since we haven't seen the Iron Maiden in quite some time. Still a very fun trap. Especially with the weird pushing power of it. Could have actually got a longer combo going there if he had more life. But I think we've gotten quite enough use out of that particular trap combo. Let's, you know, I brought that banana peel and we haven't used it that much. I think it might be something good to pull out again. So with our banana peel set down, we just have to wait for Eileen to fall into our web of deceit, I suppose. Yep, Eileen will be here in just a second. And I probably should have edited this out. I did do editing. I guess I just forgot this particular part. She's almost here though. So we'll just set Eileen into the proper direction / position. And see that she is one of the few enemies that actually has a defense against the banana peel. Seems incredibly bizarre to me, but I can't argue, I guess. At most, I can just murder her.
終わりにするわ。お姉ちゃん、幸せにね。
I'm actually still fairly surprised the flare rock is able to nick their heads like that, but on to round 2.
ヘルツォークが魔人討伐のため館に攻め入ったようじゃが身の程知らずが無駄なことじゃ。
魔人の烙印に魂が捧げられ魔人が復活しつつあります。もはや封印も限界でしょう。やはり犠牲なくしては
烙印ごとアリシア姫を封印するほかない。それも五分五分といった危険な賭けじゃがな。
哀れな。
許せ古き友よ。
行け。
犯した罪は償っていただきます。容赦はせんぞ。
So in this second round, it seems we have Herzog's strongest men coming towards us, and that means that we should probably go to a brand new unlocked room. That's right, we still have 2 more rooms to explore in this area, and this is one of them. This room is oddly enough called the Gallery. It has a few interesting traps, most noticeably the large swinging rotating saw, but it also has these really odd rollers and a spiked room. The spiked room is actually a pretty nasty trap, one that I prefer to use in this particular area. While the rotating saw does seem very imposing, in all reality it's kind of hard to hit people with it, and it just doesn't do that much damage. On the other hand, well, as you'll be seeing, the spiked room does a fairly damaging job. First though, what we have to do is manage to knock guys into it, and actually the Maiden's Hug does a pretty good job of that. Yeah, it's a tad bit hard to see, but they get shot out of the rollers at a extremely high velocity, and then they land inside the kind of boxed off square spike-filled room that impales them from multiple directions and then drops them on their face. Actually almost does an amount of damage equal to a Dark Illusion. It's actually pretty damaging. And here I was thinking about some other ways to jack up the damage on it, but I am going to cut a little bit forward, as, well, Ursula and Roger are nowhere near us. Yeah, the gallery is not really close to any enemy spawn, so you usually have to wait a while. So here I'm thinking, instead of using the roller again, that I would actually use the large rotating saw. And by doing that, I'm going to launch her right into the saw. Or try to and fail. She had a lot less health than I first realized.
こんなとこでくたばってたまるか。
Maybe Roger will be a little bit more receptive to getting punted into a large seesaw saw. Yeah, I think after the Death Iron there, he actually did get launched into it. Sadly, it was not the finishing blow. Also, I really hate Ice Mages. I really hate them a lot. Especially since this particular room is nowhere near a healing pad. We just want to finish these guys off as quickly as possible. Especially considering that there is actually the final guy we face is actually going to be very dangerous. Thankfully though, with the line of sight on this stairway here, using the rollers is actually fairly simple. And yes, I know it's a bit of overkill, and she's already dead 4 times over, but well, she deserved to die. Anyone that happens into our domain is doomed to death. I can hear someone nearby. Where the hell are they? Guess she was caught up on something. But yeah, the thing that was a bit mildly confusing there was as to why Frida was not launched into the rollers. It seemed like it should have been the perfect, situation for her to get, thrown into that metal spike room. And there you go, yet again, it did not go off. Well, thankfully, Midorito has plenty of life for us to go through. And here I was thinking that maybe it was the Delta Horse that was throwing it off. But in reality, it's actually due to the rather odd position from, getting knocked on their ass by the Mega Yo-Yo and then being immediately snatched up by the Iron Maiden that was causing the problem. Yeah, I really have trouble pronouncing his name. Just, I can't tell if I'm saying it so stupidly or if it's just inherently stupid. But Wizard M here is actually fairly dangerous. He has a massive health pool. And not only that, but his spells are actually pretty damaging and a bit hard to dodge. I mean, you see how fast it's going, you see it actually has a pretty large area of effect. So it doesn't help with me missing spells. But yeah, I think the Delta Horse is going to be the better way to go here. Just going to have to time the Iron Maiden a little bit differently. Just pretty much have to wait for him to be fully standing before we snatch him up. I think he got the point.
この私ためらいなく殺せるのか。
So there we go. We have another successful chapter of Chaos. We had got quite a bit of arc that time around. I think we did pretty good. No ending cutscene though. We can take a quick look at the death files to see what happened. Nothing too spectacular in the descriptions. We got quite a few electricity deaths, quite a few fire deaths. What is the most large bummer is the fact that whenever we kill somebody with that spike prison, it actually just says they got smashed by a ceiling, so a bit of a bummer there, but hopefully you'll join me next time for the next exciting update of Trapt.